Good afternoon, class.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Please stand for a prayer. Please lead the prayer, Mr. Labata.
In the
In the
name
name
of
of
the
the
Father,
Father,
the
Son,
Son,
and
and
the
the
Holy
Holy Spirit.
Spirit.
Amen.
Amen.
Our
Our Father
Father
in
in heaven,
heaven, hallowed
hallowed
be
be
your
your name.
name. Your
Your
kingdom
kingdom
come,
come,
your
your
will
will
be
be
done
done,
on
on
earth
earth
as
as
it
it
is
is
in
in heaven.
heaven.
Give
Give us
us
this
this
day
day
our
our
daily
daily
bread,
bread,
and
and
forgive
forgive
us
us
our
our
trespasses,
trespasses,
as
as
we
we
forgive
forgive
those
those
who
who
trespass
trespass
against
against us.
us.
And
And
lead
lead
us
us
not
not into temptation, but
deliver
deliver
us
us from
from evil.
evil.
Amen.
Okay, so you may now take your seats. Who are absent today?
None, ma'am.
Very good. So I have here a pictures. I want you to analyze and observe them. What are the different volleyball serve and what is a court area? So class, based on the pictures that I've shown to you, what have you observed?
Ma'am, in the pictures you have shown to us, I observed that they are the players of the UAAP women volleyball team.
Correct. Aside from the UAAP volleyball team, what else?
I saw also in the picture the 2012 team captain of the Ateneo Blue Eagles volleyball woman. She is Philly Kanglet.
Correct. Aside from that,
There is Ballman.
okay, so what do you think is the name of this game?
Volleyball ma'am.
Okay, so our topic for today is what we called volleyball. So, volleyball is a game of skill involving team passing a ball over the net without the ball touching the ground or going out of bounds. It is a game of skill involving teams passing a ball over the net without touching the ground. So, who among you here has an experience in playing volleyball game?
We ma'am.
Okay, in what place did you experience playing this game?
In our gymnasium ma'am. Outside our house and even in the beach sun if we are having a family gathering.
That's good to hear. Very good, because all of that is needed is for a friendly game, and also it requires a ball and a net to knock the ball over. And through this game, we can meet new friends or build a new relationship together. So did you know, class, that the volleyball game was started in 1895 at YMCA, Holyoke City of Massachusetts, USA. So who invented the volleyball game?
Volleyball was invented by William G. Morgan.
Correct. The game was invented by William J. Morgan. He developed the game to provide an indoor game for the winter months in which relatively large groups of men could participate even in a simple gymnasium. So, as what you've seen in the picture class earlier, why do we need to use ball?
In order to start the game,
Correct. Ball is used to play indoor or outdoor volleyball. It is round and traditionally consists of 18 nearly rectangular panels of synthetic or genuine leather. And the other equipment of volleyball are the court, post, and net. So here's the equipment of the volleyball. So we have to tackle first what is the um, what is the court and what is the dimension of the court?
court has a measurement of 18 meters long and 9 meters wide.
Correct. And how about the dimension of the court?
The posts are placed at a distance of 0.70 to 1 meter from each sideline to the post padding.
And the next is the post. So what are the dimension of the post? The size are 2.55 meter high and fixes to the ground without wires, and also the post must be padded to avoid injury. And the last equipment is the net. What is this made of and what is this used for?
The net is made of nylon. It is used to separate the two teams and over which is the volleyball must pass.
Okay, and what is the dimension of the net?
The net has a measure of 2.43 meter high for men and 2.24 meter high for women. It is placed vertically over the century line.
Very good. So, the next is all about the volleyball officials and their duties. So, the volleyball game has a referee in order to control the flow of the game and enforce the rules. So, here, our next topic that we have to tackle are the officials of the volleyball. So, now, who has an idea about the volleyball officials and their duties?
The volleyball officials include the first referee, the second referee, the scorer, and the line judges.
Okay, we have to tackle first the first referee. So, what are their duties to take in this game? First, which is the first referee?
The first referee is seated on or standing on a stand located at the end of the net.
Correct. Whatever issues arise during the game, the game, the first referee determines the call and has the final say. And the first referee is authorized to overrule the decision of other officials if they are mistaken. Is the referee allowed to replace officials?
Yes, ma'am.
Correct. They has the power to decide on any matter involving the game, including those not provided in the rules. Though out or throughout the match, the first referee makes call regarding faults and even the scoring issues. What else?
They can decide upon the fault in playing the ball, the faults above the net and its upper parts.
Correct. And the next one is the second referee. What are the rules and responsibility of the second referee?
The second referee works to assist the first referee throughout the game, may replace the first referee if he cannot continue his work.
Correct. And the next one is the scorer. So, what are the responsibility of a scorer in this game?
The official scorer keeps track of the score throughout the volleyball game. They are seated at the scores table on the opposite side of the court facing the first referee.
Correct. They keep the score sheet according to the rules. Records the starting lineup of each team from the lineup sheet and records the timeout and player substitution. Am I understood?
Yes, ma'am.
And the last one is the lineman or line judges. So, anyone who can explain what are the rules and responsibility in this game?
If there are four lines judges, they stand in the free zone at 3 meter from each corner of the court to monitor each game.
Very good. The line judges stand at the corners of the court watching the lines to indicate whether the ball in play falls in or out of the court by using a flag. And they have to take a signals if the ball is in or out, and that means that the signal touches out of by the team receiving the ball, and the signal when the ball touches the antenna along the net. And the volleyball officials have a number of different responsibilities, and they must keep a watchful eye in every point for the duration of the match. I understood, class?
Yes, ma'am.
Any questions?
No, ma'am.
Any clarification?
No, ma'am.
Okay, so let's recall our topic earlier. So what is volleyball?
Volleyball is a game of skill involving teams passing a ball over the net without the ball touching the ground or going out of bounds.
Correct. What are the equipments of the volleyball?
Those are ball, court, net, and post.
Very good. What are the volleyball officials?
Those are the first referee, second referee, scorer, and line judges.
Great. Everybody did a good job. All participated well, and I think you are all ready for the quiz, class. Am I understood?
Yes, ma'am.
So, let us apply some of your knowledge in this topic. So first, draw this in a short bond paper, and all you have to do is you have to choose one from the equipment of the volleyball, and then draw and put a label in each part and make an explanation from 2 to 5 sentences. Am I understood, class?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So, for our evaluation, let us answer this in a one whole sheets of paper. So, for test 1, you have to give what are asked in each letter. For test 2, you have to identify which official performs the following task. You have to write FR for first referee, SR for second referee, and LJ for line judges. And for this test 3, you have to write true if the statement is correct and false if it is not. Am I understood, class?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so after, you have to pass your papers here in front. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you all done?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you, class. So, I think that's good for today. So, have a great day, class, and goodbye.
Goodbye, ma'am.
Good afternoon, class.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Please stand for a prayer. Please lead the prayer, Mr. Labate.
In the name of the Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit. Amen. Our Father in heaven, hallowed be your name. Your kingdom come. Your will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us.
And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Amen. So you may now take your seats. Who are absent today, class?
None, ma'am.
So before we will start our discussion today, I have here some pictures. I want you to analyze and observe them because after I will be asking a questions. So class, in the pictures that I have showed to you, what have you observed?
Ma'am, in the pictures you have shown to us, I observed that there is first kit,
What did you say? There is?
first aid kit,
Correct. What are the materials found inside the first aid kit?
gauze pad, betadine, band-aid, and medicines.
Okay. What else?
They are doing CPR, ma'am.
Aside from that,
There is body temperature, ma'am.
correct. Based on the pictures, what could be our topic for today?
It's all about first aid, ma'am.
Correct. Our topic for today is all about first aid. So, first aid means it is the initial intervention and care given to any person suffering from a sudden illness or injury. So, class, when do we use first aid?
If there are person is sick or injured,
Correct. Who among you here experienced or seen performing CPR or giving first aid to the sick or injured person?
we've seen in our place giving first aid to the person that is injured due to motorcycle accident.
Okay. So giving first aid is usually performed by the person who are trained personnel is to cure a sick person until definite medical treatment can be accessed. So, the first aid class aims the three important key points or three P's. You have to take note, class. The first aid has a three important P's, which means first P is for preserve. The second P is for
Prevent.
prevent. Very good. And the last P is for
Promote.
promote. Correct, class. Now, when we say preserve, how can we preserve life, class?
By saving the injured or sick person and to minimize the threats of death.
Correct. How about the second P, which is to prevent?
These cover external factors such as moving the patient away from harm and applying first aid to alleviate the situation.
Correct. That is the use for prevention. We need to evacuate our patient away from the harm area in order to perform the first aid. And how about the last P, which is to promote?
This,
Who has an idea?
this involves the completion of the treatment and healing process of the patient.
Very well said, class. The basic first aid is the initial process of assessing and addressing the needs of an injured person or who is in psychological distress due to heart attack and allergy reaction and other medical emergencies. A professional medical help should be given as soon as possible, but the correct first aid procedure can make the difference between life and death. So, now there are the basic first aid class. So the first one is we have to check the surroundings. When we say check the surroundings, why do we need to make this or take an action for this?
Checking the surrounding means checking the situation in order to assure you and the victim are safe from live electrical wires, unstoppable buildings, and other dangerous scenarios.
Very good, because we have to secure first the patient or injured person no matter what in order to save and comfort them. So the second one is call for help. Call for help. When we say call for help, what could be the best way or how or where can we call for help? Can anyone share his or her thought?
Check first the breathing of the person if it is unstable or not. Then after you have assessed that someone is serious injured, then call immediately for an emergency services.
Okay, correct. Just like you have to call 911 for the Red Cross, for BFP, or even in the PDRRMC. So 24/7 they have um, active or skewed to respond some of the emergencies. And the next one is to care for the victim. That's very important. We have to take care the victim. Why? Why do we need to take care of the victim?
In order that the victim must stay calm and focused, ensure the victim that there are someone coming for help, so they can provide physical assistance and emotional support at all costs.
Correct. We need to know the general principle of first aid because it is significant for everyone. So who has an idea what are those?
We have to rescue and the removal of the victim in the shortest possible time without aggravating the situation, then confinement of first aid to essentials only, immediate arrest of
Okay,
hemorrhage.
hemorrhage. So what else? Aside from that, anybody?
We must make restoration of respiration and the circulation, prevention of impending shock and treatment of shock if the victim is already in such state.
Okay, and we have to immobilize or apply immobilization of simple and compound fractures and dislocations of the injured person or the patient. We have to alleviate of the pain and put a simple procedure and medication. And we have to assure of getting well quickly to the victim and of course the morale boosting. So now we have to move on to the ABC first aid. When we say ABC first aid, when we say A, B, C first aid, what does it mean? Okay, so first aid or ABC first aid, it is used by emergency or health professionals that focuses on critical life-saving intervention. And ABC stands for A for airway, B for breathing, and C for circulation. So we have to tackle first the letter A, which stands for airway. What does it imply?
Airway. The respondents must give attention and check first to ensure that it is clear and unobstructed.
Correct. Very well said. So the second one is letter B, stands for breathing. What does it mean?
To determine the adequacy of breathing and to provide rescue breathing if it is necessary.
Correct. And the last one is letter C, stands for circulation. Who can explain?
Assess the circulation through pulse, checks for less serious patient and go straight to check the compression to provide circulation especially to the trained first aiders.
Correct. Now, let's move on to the roles of the first aider. So, who can explain what are those?
The first aider must reassure the patient to gain his or her trust through the ability to confidently manage an accident or situation through effective and appropriate information.
And that information must be given to the professionals who will arrive on the scene. And this should have bridges the gap between the victim and the physician. Ends when the services the professional physician arrive, and it is not intended to complete with nor take the place of a physician. And the next one are the responsibilities and characteristic of a good first aider. So what are the characteristic of a good first aider? What are those?
The first aider must manage the incident and ensure the continuing safety and themselves, the bystanders and the casualties, arrange for further medical help or other emergency services to attend.
Correct? They also provide appropriate first aid treatment. And what else?
Provide appropriate first aid treatment, then make observation of casualties if able, and provide a handover when further medical help arrive.
Very good, class. The first aid is more than just the technical skills, which includes the individual skills, ability to work under pressure, and also has a common sense. So, what are the characteristics of a good first aider must possess? Characteristic.
Good in communication, skills, ability to work under pressure, to work as a team, to know the limits and has leadership.
Very good. That is very important that the first aider must apply. The next one is the vital signs. So, when we say vital sign, what does it mean?
Vital sign consists of taking series of simple measurements that provide data about a body's functioning.
And vital sign has the measurement which can help to reveal the situation of the victim and can be helpful to the professional doctor or health care provider who will eventually take care of the victim. They must consider the level of responsiveness, pulse, respiration, and also the skin condition to easily determine what is the patient's condition. So those are the basis on how we can determine to easily help the patient's condition. Anyone who has a question, any clarifications?
None, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. I think all of you are participated well. So for now, let's recall class. What is first aid?
First aid is the initial intervention and care given to any person suffering from a sudden illness or injury.
Correct. And how about the vital sign?
Vital sign consists of taking series of simple measurements that provide data about a body's functioning.
And how about the characteristics of a good first aider?
Must good in communication skills, ability to work under pressures, to work as a team, to know the limits and has leadership.
Correct. And how about the ABC, which stands for
Airway, breathing, and circulation.
very good class. Everybody did a good job. All participated well. And I think you are all ready for the quiz class. Am I correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so for now, let us apply all of your knowledge. So, my instruction for you to draw this in one short bond paper. So the first thing to do is you have to choose from the A, B, C first aid and label each part, then make an explanation from 2 to 5 sentences. Is that clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So for now, for our evaluation, let us answer this in a one whole piece of paper. So first, you have to, in this one, you have to read the following statement and write agree if it is correct and disagree if the statement is false. And for test 2, you have to explain briefly the essay. Am I clear, class?
Yes, ma'am.
Is there any question?
None, ma'am.
Okay. So after that, when you are all done, then pass your paper in front.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
So are you all done, class?
Yes, ma'am.
So I think that's it for today. So have a great day, class. Once again, good afternoon. Goodbye, class.
Goodbye, ma'am.
Thank you.